One of the things that I keep hearing about Sony is how they're more of a hardware company and how they're going to do things like Microsoft is going to do things. Granted, this isn't a attack on Microsoft in any way, but I always hear how Sony does things and they'll eventually have to do things the way that Microsoft does it. And, you know, to me, I always think that that's something that doesn't make a lot of sense, because given that Sony's mostly a hardware company and Microsoft tends to be more the software, so I get to see why Sony has a difference of opinion. So when I saw this and you see that not only is this a leak, but it's also something that they're patenting or that they have patented already, it makes a lot of sense. So this is leading a lot of credence to what they're going to be able to do in the future. And if you're kind of new and just sort of new to the game, basically what this means is that Sony is about to start production on something kind of similar. So the PlayStation Vita officially ended its production, but according to some recent documents and leaks, Sony is in fact having some other type of handheld, sort of looking like the Switch, according to these documents anyway. And what they're going to do is they're going to actually, looks like they're going to go after a bit of that Switch piece of the pie with their own piece of hardware. And since they're a hardware company, they can do that. So here's the thing. You have to keep this in mind. So Microsoft does have this good idea with xCloud, right? Use it on mobile, etc., etc. The problem is mobile is really kind of difficult to play games on, right? So you have to buy peripherals, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's just a pain in the butt. Most people play on mobile, you know, you play little phone games or whatever, little touch screen games, you know, that's it. The Switch even, right? If you have local hardware, if you have a game in the Switch or downloaded, sure, you can take it on the go and play with it. That's the great part. Now, what about Sony's great catalog, right? And they've tried something like this before, and maybe it'll break through, I don't know. But Sony does have an impressive catalog of games. What if they had a Switch-like device that also had, say, 4 or 5G available, right? So at first maybe just 4G, but then going to 5G. Supposedly that's what this is, and they're going to offer their games via the cloud, via their own hardware. So it's not like they're going to have to use Sony's hardware. This totally slaps Microsoft in the face, in my opinion, because it's Sony branded, meaning that they're not going to have to go to competing devices to use, you know, some of these mobile things. They can still get away with using their own and having their own exclusives and things like that. Once again, really sort of just putting Microsoft in their place and showing them kind of who's boss. I don't know. I really like the idea of having their own branded thing as opposed to using somebody else's. So yeah, I think this is a really fantastic idea. I will link this so you guys can check it out, because I'm kind of blown away by it. It looks really cool, and it comes at just the right time. When you stop production of the Vita, you might start production of something else. Just saying. It does look interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Please sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. As always, thank you for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.